guys, it's Cindy Leach, your polymer clay tutor. In today's studio tip, I'm going to do an update on the Sculpey Clay Extruder. Now, in a previous video, I unboxed the Sculpey Clay Extruder and I used it and tried it out. I found it quite difficult to squeeze the clay out, so I thought I'd try to figure out some ways to make it a lot easier, because I know a lot of you already have this extruder. So I figured out some little tips and tricks that should help you. All right. Now I'm going to use the same clay as I did the other demo in, and I'm going to use the Sculpey Soufflé, which is a really nice clay, and I'm going to make sure that it's nice and soft, and I just wanted to make sure we were doing a fair comparison to the other video. So you're going to really want to make sure that the clay is super soft and warm, because pushing out cold hard clay is going to be a lot harder. Now another thing that, and I also use the same little spaghetti die. I will show you a larger die to show you how much easier the larger ones are, but I will do the same one we did before so that it's fair to compare it. Now, I'll screw that onto the end. Now, one of the things that's part of the problem is that there is quite a bit of space. I mean, not huge amounts, but enough space between the end of this plunger and the hole or the barrel size that some of the clay will push up around the edges of the plunger and kind of get stuck in the barrel. So even just pushing the clay through makes it hard. So what we're going to do, I figured this out when I was cleaning out the extruder. I'm just going to use some, these are like kitchen wipes. You could use baby wipes, something that has a lot of moisture to it. And the first thing I'm going to do is put it on the end of my extruder and use it to push down inside the extruder and lubricate the edges of the barrel there. So I'm pushing it right down to the very end, and I'm just getting the inside all wet and slippery so that the clay can move through easier. I also only put in 2/3 of a barrel full of clay, and I'm just going to make sure it's nice and warm. We're going to pop that in there. Now, when I was just explaining the clay coming up over the edge, I figured out if you leave the baby wipe or the kitchen wipe on the plunger, it fills up that gap around the barrel there, and it keeps it from creeping up over the edge, and it makes it easier to push, believe it or not. So it does make it a little bit easier to push. I can actually push some of it out. It's still kind of hard to push out. I mean, you have to be really, really strong or push it against your desk or something to get it out. So I wanted to try the idea that a lot of people have for using a caulking gun. Now, this caulking gun here is, you know, the regular kind you use for doing house repairs and stuff. You put it, the caulking tube in there, and then you go around the bathtub or whatever. But it has a nice space in here where you can put the gun part. I'll just take this out first so you can see better. You can put the gun handles right in here. Well, this one, and I've seen the ones on Pinterest and things like that, where they must have either a slightly larger one than I do, or they bent it or something. But I thought Doug might kill me if I tried to bend his caulking gun. So, I mean, not dead kill me, but not be happy. So I thought, I mucked around in the studio to see if I could find something that would keep the piece from falling out. And I just happened to find this. This is actually a rubber ring. I mean, not a rubber ring, a metal ring that has a little bit of a plastic coating on it. And it happens to fit in here. I can put the gun in here, and then it just keeps it from falling out. It just keeps it from, and I don't have to have this handle going to the sides. So that works. If you were going to do this a lot, you'd want something a lot more stable than that. And you could probably just cut a piece of wood or something else to fill that space, or bend out the things. But this works okay. Now I'm going to take this plunger and put it back in. And it still is a baby wipe. It's all going to be ugly, but that's okay. That's okay. Just a sec here. Just have to push this back a bit. All right, here we go. Put this in. I'll get it out of the way so you can see it better. Now, we've got this all in here, and we've got to push this up to the back. Now, it's a little slippery here because it's metal against metal and they don't fit perfectly. But if you start pushing on the, or squeezing the handle on the gun, it'll start pushing it out. And in fact, it does it pretty well. It's not the most beautiful setup ever, and it is a little on the hokey side, but man, could you make a lot of souffle hair with this little setup. So I thought I'd show you that. And quickly before I move on, I'm going to show you the same something similar using the larger discs here, just to show you that if it's coming out of the larger discs, it comes out a lot easier. All right. Also, with the baby wipe still being on there, it comes out perfectly clean, so you don't have to clean it. All right, so let's just choose something larger and pop that disc in. The little popped outside sits to the outside like that. Screw it onto the end. This clay is all nice and soft, so you might as well throw that in there. And we'll see if we have enough strength or if it's easy enough to do it without the gun. It might be. Oh, if this is nice and clean, first it's easier, so I'm just going to get it wet. Pop this inside. So can you see that this is a little easier? Still not super easy, but if you have this machine, you might as well use it. Okay, so with my own hand strength, I can push out the larger die without too much of an issue. And I couldn't push it out without the baby wipe there. It just, the clay was grabbing in the barrel. And in that previous video, you might have even seen at the end there where I was just trying to pop out some extra clay and push the clay off with no disc, and it was still having trouble pushing out. So I hope that was helpful for you. And if it was, do let us know if you like this video. And if you have any tips or tricks that you'd like to share with us, do let us know about that, and I can maybe make a video on it. And if you've got things that special requests, if you've got ideas or problems that you're having issues with, you never know, we may already have a video on it, or when you leave a suggestion, maybe I can make a video on it so that you can get helped out in the future. All right, so we'll see you next time, and bye for now.